G'day shooters, this is the HikMicro Thunder TH35 and it's one of the few thermal rifle scopes redefining the affordability of the technology while offering image quality you can be very happy with. It has genuinely good picture quality for just $3,750. And to add to its attraction, you can also get it at the moment as a bundle with a $2,400 thermal spotter for a combined price of $5,700, providing a complete hunting outfit for less than the price of a lot of mid-range single units. The Thunder works as both a clip-on and standalone rifle scope, and we're testing it here as a standalone scope supplied in a kit with a sturdy aluminium mount. We hope to bring you another review later as a clip-on. You can also dismount it and use it as a spotter. As a scope, just mount it, turn on one of the reticles and away you go. It's pleasantly compact and adds only 600 grams to your rifle, including batteries and mount. Its clarity and definition are very good in this price bracket. The image you see is so close to units that cost $1,000 more that you'd definitely buy the HikMicro and pocket the change. HikMicro has got good results from the 384 by 288 pixel sensor. The f1 aperture and 35mm lens provide an open combination, and there's good depth of field, so you're not always searching for an in-focus image. The 17 micron pixel dimensions help keep the entire Thunder unit pretty compact too. With thermal contrast down at 35 millikelvins, it's as good as you'll get on that score today. The optical magnification of just over 2 times, along with digital zoom in increments of 1, 2, 4 and 8 times, suits the scope well. Mostly I shot it on 1 times and 2 times, where it was clearest, and I could easily hit rabbits out to 150 metres thanks to the clarity of the image and the fine crosshair. The claimed detection distance of over 1200 metres seems about right, although the more important thing is that within reasonable shooting ranges, its detection capability is great. The Thunder has most of the usual features that you expect, including 4 colour palettes: red hot, black hot, white hot and fusion, and they're all good, giving you enough range to find and identify targets in all sorts of circumstances. There's also picture-in-picture, of course. The 5 reticles cover a decent range of styles. You wouldn't want them any finer than they are, but they do give a precise point of aim at distant targets. You can set them to be red, white or green. Now, zeroing is a challenge for the Thunder for a couple of reasons. First, in what could be a deal breaker, the increments for adjustment are way too big. One push of the button moves the point of impact several centimetres when it should only be millimetres. I could never find a perfect zero, but I did get a near enough one. Second, the Thunder's one-shot zero involves a slightly convoluted process of using the ballistic drop feature to find zero and then transferring the coordinates to the reticle. It's not your standard one-shot zero setup, and it's no good if you need to move the crosshair upwards. Those zeroing increments need to be fixed, and the Australian importer is discussing it with the factory with the aim of introducing a firmware update that'll cure the problem. I'd also like to see the software modified to provide a more standard zeroing system. You also have to zero each reticle individually, which has its pros and its cons. Now, adjusting one doesn't mean that the others will move with it, so you can't swap reticles mid-shoot unless you've zeroed them all. It's easy to do it. You just match them up using the coordinates, so once you set one, you can move the others to the same spot without firing a shot. It does mean that you can use a different reticle for different firearms. In effect, this becomes your multi-zero feature, so you can transfer the scope from one firearm to another, or say, zero it for high velocity and subsonics on the same rifle. Again, it's not ideal, but if that's how they've kept the price down, fair enough. Once you've set it up, it's not really much of an issue, any of this, and the bottom line is that once you start hunting with the Thunder TH35, you'll really enjoy it because the image quality for the money is very good. The last couple of things to say are that the pad of the control buttons on top is a bit too small and soft to be used with gloved fingers, but great when you've got bare hands, and the 45mm eye relief is fine for relatively low recoiling rifles, up to about 308 or so. Oh, and the replaceable CR123 batteries, which you can use in either 3 volt or 3.7 volts, do drain fairly quickly. Take 2 pairs for a decent night's hunting, but at least you won't get stuck with a built-in battery that's gone flat while the hunt's still hot. Other than the TH35's little brother, the Thunder TH25, there are very few thermal rifle scopes that you can buy for under $4,000, and to find one with this image quality is surprising. The zeroing increments need to be made smaller, and the zeroing system could be made better. Those patches are still possible with a firmware update to install them, though I can only speculate on it happening at this stage. Even without those fixes, I got the Thunder working really well, and I couldn't find any other significant fault with it in any way. The bottom line is you're getting great vision at a terrific price. When we made this video, HikMicro in Australia was offering the TH35 in combination with the Lynx Pro LH25 spotter at a combined price of $5,700, which is a $450 saving. We've got a review of the LH25 elsewhere, so check it out now that you've finished here.